What if I told you that being the quietest person in the room actually makes you the most powerful? Society says extroverts win loud voices, get the jobs, the promotions, the spotlight. But here's the twist. Research from the Wharton School shows introverted leaders outperform extroverts in 70% of cases. The quiet ones aren't behind. They're just playing a smarter game. Today, we'll uncover 7 signs you're an introvert and why each one is secretly a strength. Sign 1. You recharge in solitude. After a long day surrounded by people, you don't crave another party, you crave peace, a quiet room, a book, maybe just your own thoughts. Friends may call it antisocial, but for you, it's survival. Here's why. Researchers at the University of California discovered that introverts process dopamine differently. Your brain's reward system is more sensitive, meaning you need far less stimulation to feel satisfied. Extroverts chase noise and crowds to feel alive. You don't. Your nervous system reaches balance in silence. Carl Jung, who coined the term introvert, explained it perfectly. It's not about being shy, it's about where you get your energy. Solitude isn't avoidance, it's fuel. And here's your freedom. While others depend on external validation, you've mastered self-sufficiency. You don't need the world to entertain you. You can generate calm, clarity, and contentment from within. And this inner balance explains why the next sign sets you apart in conversations. Sign 2. You think before you speak. In group discussions, you're rarely the first to talk. While others throw ideas around, you pause, processing, connecting, filtering. By the time you're ready, the conversation has often shifted, and you wonder if you're just too slow. But neuroscience paints a different picture. Studies from Harvard Business Review found that introverts use longer neural pathways when processing information. Thoughts travel through more regions of the brain before reaching your mouth. Extroverts respond quickly, but with less depth. fMRI scans even show stronger activity in the prefrontal cortex of introverts, the area linked to analysis and planning. Aristotle once said that thoughtful speech is far superior to thoughtless chatter. You naturally embody that. Ram Dass added, the quieter you become, the more you can hear. That's your hidden strength. When you finally do speak, people listen. Your words carry weight because they've been sharpened by silence. And that depth leads straight into the third sign you're craving for meaningful conversations. Sign 3. You prefer deep conversations over small talk. How's the weather? Busy week? Those surface-level exchanges feel empty to you. It's not that you're unfriendly, it's that your mind is starving for depth. You'd trade 20 shallow chats for one meaningful conversation that actually lights you up. Psychological Science published a study showing that introverts experience greater happiness from substantive discussions than from casual small talk. The brain scans revealed more activity when processing conversations with depth, nuance, and vulnerability. In other words, your satisfaction comes from quality, not quantity. Susan Cain, author of Quiet, calls introverts relationship maximizers. You're not chasing hundreds of weak ties, you're building a handful of unbreakable ones. And here's your edge. While others collect contacts, you cultivate alliances. In a noisy world of superficial networking, your ability to connect deeply makes relationships with you unforgettable. Which brings us to sign 4, your gift for noticing what others completely miss. Sign 4, you're an observant detective. In a crowded room, you might seem quiet, but your mind is working overtime. You catch the subtle shift in tone when someone disagrees, the flicker of doubt in their eyes, the tension behind a forced smile. While most people are busy talking, you're collecting data. Research in the Journal of Research in Personality shows that introverts demonstrate higher perceptual sensitivity. Brain scans highlight greater activity in the anterior cingulate cortex, the region tied to noticing subtle cues. Scientists call this the observation advantage. It's the difference between seeing and observing. As Sherlock Holmes put it, you see, but you do not observe. Most people skim the surface. You read between the lines. This ability gives you a strategic edge. Therapists, negotiators, even FBI profilers often thrive because they notice what others overlook. You don't just participate in the moment, you decode it. And that skill ties directly into the fifth sign, the rich inner world where all those observations take root. Sign 5. You have a rich inner world. From the outside, it may look like you're just staring off into space, but inside your head, it's a different story. You're running mental simulations, exploring ideas, even having entire debates with yourself. Your imagination isn't idle. It's a private universe constantly creating and connecting. Neuroscience Letters reports that introverts show greater activation in the brain's default mode network, the system linked to introspection and creativity. Researchers have even found strong correlations between introversion and higher scores on creativity and innovation tests. Think of Einstein sketching thought experiments, or J.K. Rowling dreaming up entire worlds before writing a single word. Your inner life isn't escapism. It's a workshop. It's where problems get solved, ideas take shape, and art is born. Descartes once said, "I think, therefore I am." For introverts, it might be closer to, "I imagine, therefore I create." This is why you're not easily bored. While others consume, you generate. Sign 6. You're selective with your energy. You probably get invited to more events than you ever attend, not because you're lazy or antisocial, but because you know every yes comes at a cost. Your energy isn't infinite. You treat it like currency. The Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that introverts show greater awareness of opportunity costs, including how they spend social energy. Studies on social decision-making reveal that introverts tend to choose fewer but higher value interactions. You're also less vulnerable to FOMO, which means your choices are more intentional. Warren Buffett, famously an introvert, once said, "The difference between successful people and really successful people is that really successful people say no to almost everything." That same principle applies to your calendar. This selectivity is a strength. By saying no, often your rare presence carries more weight. People value you more because you don't spread yourself thin. Sign 7. You're comfortable with silence. For most people, silence feels unbearable. They scramble to fill the void with small talk, nervous laughter, or meaningless words. But not you. For you, silence isn't awkward, it's natural. Research in personality and individual differences shows that introverts report lower anxiety during periods of silence. Neuroscientists explain it this way. Your amygdala, the brain's fear center, reacts less strongly to social quiet. Instead of panic, you experience calm. This comfort gives you an edge. Negotiators know that whoever rushes to fill silence usually loses ground. Leaders who pause before responding command more respect. As Lao Tzu wrote, silence is a source of great strength. While others reveal everything just to escape the quiet, you can hold your ground. Your silence draws people in. It makes your words, when you finally choose to speak, far more powerful. And that brings us full circle. Because being the quiet one in the room isn't a weakness at all. It's the foundation of your greatest strength.